In this lesson, we'll explore user management in Autoura, where you can create users, assign roles, and control access across your organization to ensure everyone works efficiently within the system. Let's get started. Now let's look at the last section here, which is the settings area. We already talked about most of the settings earlier, but the only part we haven't covered yet is user management. User management is used when you want to invite someone to join your system. When you invite a user, you can assign them different levels of access. There are 4 main levels of permissions. The first level is viewer. A viewer can see the information inside the system, but they cannot make any changes or perform any actions. The second level is agent. An agent might be someone who works with you directly with customers, for example, someone who communicates with clients, prepares itineraries, or follows up on requests. The third level is manager. A manager has access to a wider part of the system and can see more operational information. Finally, we have the administrator. The administrator has full privileges inside the system. They can see everything, manage users, and assign or remove permissions for other team members. So these are the modules and sections that exist inside the system. We've now gone through them one by one. As you can see, the system is quite detailed and granular in how it handles operations. In fact, almost everything related to tourism operations is included here. Of course, the real power of the system becomes clearer once you start using it. You'll see how simple it is, how powerful it is, how fast it works, and how efficient it can be when handling real requests. Whenever you receive a request from a client, the entire process can be handled inside the system. For those who may not have seen the earlier explanations, I mentioned this in previous videos, but the information was scattered across different places. Now, we're trying to bring everything together on this channel so people can understand the full picture of how Autoura works. At the moment, we actually have 2 versions of the platform. The first one is the main Autoura system, which is the full solution that covers everything before pricing, the pricing process itself, and everything after pricing, including operations and accounting. The second version is called WeAutoura. WeAutoura is designed for smaller users, for example, freelancers, individual guides who receive occasional bookings, or small companies that are just starting and want something simpler and faster without dealing with the full system. The name, WE, comes from the idea of something smaller and lighter. It's designed to make quoting faster and easier for smaller teams. The main Autoura system, on the other hand, handles the entire workflow, from the moment a request comes in, through sales and operations, all the way to execution and financial tracking. So at this point, I believe we've covered all the modules in the system. In the next step, we'll move on to the actual workflow process. We'll start building real itineraries, adding pricing, and working through the process step by step. We'll begin with B2C workflows, and after that we'll move into B2B workflows, because the system was originally designed primarily for B2C travel operations. However, over time we realized that many companies still operate heavily in B2B, so we added additional capabilities to support that as well. We'll also move the B2B module slightly higher in the interface because it's an important module and it deserves a more visible position. Starting in the next episodes, we'll go through each module in more detail, one video at a time.